a stressful job? There are a few challenges. Let's go through them. The first is deadlines. One of the most popular deadlines this month end, you have to get the books closed. There are certain financial reporting obligations that have to be met by certain dates. If you work in public accounting, tax deadlines, and if you happen to be going through an audit, there are a lot of deadlines there. The next thing that causes some extra pressure is making sure that you have the best attention to detail. If you don't have attention to detail, then accounting is definitely not the thing for you, because you've got to make sure that you are accurate in every possible way. Now, this will provide a lot of extra pressure on you, especially if you're a perfectionist, because you know that you're going to double check and triple check all of your stuff to make sure that it's correct, which is what you should be doing. It can feel a little high pressure to keep up with all the technological advances that we keep having come along in the accounting world, but they also are a benefit. I mean, let's face it, sometimes they can make our job a lot easier. And a big one, regulatory and compliance. Those are difficult. You've got to make sure that you're keeping up, that you are capturing all of the requirements, and that you are following all the regulatory guidelines. In a lot of ways, it is a field that makes it difficult for work-life balance because of the deadlines that cause you to work longer in certain times of the month or during tax season if you're in that field, and this can cause additional stress. The other thing around work-life balance is, particularly if you are responsible for closing the books, the first couple of weeks of the month, you can't take time off. You want to make sure that you've got everything scheduled for later in the month, and you can miss out on a lot of things with your family and friends when that is the case. And here's a big one: client communication and expectations. So this would be probably my biggest stress. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get stressed about the deadlines, I get stressed about month-end close, but most of those things are routine, and I'm very big on routine. That actually helps me function, routine. I like that part of my job where I've got certain things due at certain times, and I know, Monday I'm doing this, Tuesday I'm doing this, or the first 5 days of the month I'm doing this. All of those things actually help me function better. But what is difficult for me, because I'm an introvert and because of the way that I best perform, is when I'm doing work for myself, when I'm working on things in my own home office and things like that. But you have to do a lot of client communication. You have to do one-on-one meetings with the client. And for me, that means Zoom meetings and things like that, because I'm 100% remote, but it still causes me stress. It still causes me stress to get on that call, to be face-to-face with the client, to present the financials, to answer questions. All of those things are very stressful for me. But it's not all bad. There are ways to cope with some of these stress elements in accounting. So let's look at some of the strategies for managing that stress. In order to help with the deadlines and the issues that those bring, you've got to be good at time management. Utilize your calendar. Utilize a task management software. In a lot of firms, they use a practice management software, which will integrate all of those things. Set realistic goals and break that down into manageable tasks that you can do in the right timeline to make sure that you can get your things done. Keep yourself sharp by continuously learning new things. This can make sure that not only you stay up to date with regulations and compliance, but that you hone your skills for attention to detail, because the more you learn, the better you get at everything that you do. Always continue to learn. Utilize your teammates. Make collaboration a priority. If you have a problem that you need to solve, but you're unsure how to solve it, you've got to reach out to your teammates. That's why you have teammates. They provide you with the best solutions and can help you walk through any problem. To make sure that you get the proper work-life balance, you need to prioritize self-care. Make sure you're getting enough exercise. Make sure that you spend quality time with loved ones. I know that, for me, it's hard for the first couple of weeks of the month to be able to do the things that I want to do, because I don't want to take any time off work. And sometimes that can interfere with plans that my loved ones might have, or my friends. Just the other day, I wanted to plan to go to this festival that happens every year with my best friend. And I got looking, and it happens to fall in the second week of the month, and I was like, ugh, I can't do that. So we kind of set up something else instead, but it really does cause a letdown, and you have to make sure that you are still spending time and doing things around those deadlines in order to combat that stress. Be mindful and make sure, I mentioned exercise just a bit ago, but make sure that you are taking the time to walk, to think on your own, to make sure that you are not constantly just overthinking about work, because you can get burned out in a very fast manner, even in accounting, when you don't take that time to think about other things. You've got to, if you're going to bed thinking about work and you wake up thinking about work, you're going to burn out quickly. By acknowledging the stress and taking the steps to combat what causes those stresses, you can definitely manage it.